How's it going? Today is 21st of January, Sunday, and we are taking a look at the market. I thought I'll do that every weekend. That will be taking a look at financial incentives or opportunities available in the market, and let's cover those. Today is Sunday, so everyone's very loud, so there might be some noises in the background. It's all morning like that. Let's progress. In this video, let's try to understand the opportunity and we'll take a look at some press releases. That will be water on moon international prize for lunches for purifying lunar water. So there's a problem and there's a bounty on top of that problem for people who can solve this issue. Let's delve a little bit deeper and try to understand how we can potentially take part. The joint UK Canada a 1.2 million pounds Aqua Lunar Challenge is launching to support development of water purifying technologies on the moon. That's overall what this project is going to be about, and it was released very recently, 4 days ago or so. Myself coming into this, right? I haven't read it by the way, so I thought let's set things up. How we perhaps can take a look at this challenge, right? So from engineering standpoint of view, perhaps we can manufacture something process, right? They might have layers or so to say, 1, 2, 3 layers, and after the third layer, after purifying many things, any water, right? Then would be clean water, I guess, but then would be in need of having filters in places. Filters, perhaps there will be subcontractor, but if not filters or the rest of the machinery, most likely anyone can do it. That's my own expectations coming into this. I don't think it's that hard, but depending on what they themselves still look into the business with, as well as we're going to be taking a look at technology readiness levels. So if they're looking for early levels, great. If they're looking for late levels, myself, I'm going to be out. But perhaps for people who are interested, they would consider this offer. Let's try to understand bullet points and what this article is going to be about. 62% believe that technologies designed for space exploration should have applications here on Earth, with more than half, 56%, believe that using technology in space means we can better understand on our own planet and how to protect it. So what, we're asking for opinions now? Well, opinions doesn't matter. Facts. Let's stick into hard data, not how people feel. Let's progress. The research market, the launch of the Aqua Lunar Challenge, 1.2 million international prize funded by UK space agencies, international bilateral fund, and deliverable by the challenge works. Okay, so overall, Canada and UK, so as of now, I think they're working on different problems or solving those. That would be perhaps how to explore seabeds as well, right? So there might be new or similar competitions in the future. That's just an example. And Japan, right? Perhaps we're taking a look at something that recently was happening within Japan landing, but I don't know all the details. I heard it for a second or a few. Something happened there. We can cover that in the next video, perhaps. The Aqua Lunar Challenge will award UK-led startup with seed funding to develop technologies to purify ice buried beneath the moon surface to make human habitation on the moon viable. This is what they said, right? UK-led, so far so good. Startups, okay, early levels perhaps, not bad. Seed funding, most likely they would be interested in taking part of your company if that's or if you like to build it and someone would take part of it, but they might offer some money in return, but they might take a big chunk of your company. Let's try to understand this opportunity, but that's overall coming into this. Just a quick one, perhaps worth mentioning. People might know about it, but Japan makes history as a spacecraft lands on the moon. So Japan have landed on the moon. I think as of now, perhaps worth taking a look at Russia, as I know, perhaps was the first one, US, Then we are taking a look at places like China, most likely, and from there, most likely was India, and now Japan. So I think as of now, there's five governments. So perhaps let's take a look at how we can land first on the moon. So after we landed, either with Canada or US, there might be some contracts there how to land it. Then we can explore if that makes sense. That would make way more sense for me coming into this. If your government haven't landed yet, and now we're taking a look at purifying. I don't know. I don't know. That would make way more sense. Myself, I'm constantly in contact with UK space agents, but I think there's a lot of things happening with UK as of now, working with ESA, European Space Agency, and I don't think ESA have landed on space or on the moon, right? So, or they have, I don't know about the reaching of the orbit. I don't know all the details, right? But I would say, uh, what will be sound decision, right? Or we are thinking about purifying, or are we thinking about landing first? I would say we should land it first and then progress into purify, but that's my own feedback. And this article was published on the very recently, January 20th. I don't know all the dates, right? But I think Japan landed very recently, as well as with the landing, Japan becomes just the fifth country to land the craft on the moon. After I think US was the first one, Russia was the first one. But either way, China and India a year ago. So we're taking a look at four countries. And if you would ask me, one of those countries should consider thinking about how to purify water, not necessarily as of now US or Canada, unless they're looking to solve a completely different problem, which is a valid point, I guess. But if you ask me, let's get in touch with the UK Space Agency and see how we can land it first. But I'm leaving out a lot of things, right? For example, the budget, right? Some of those governments that I have mentioned, they have allocated budget, and some of the governments not necessarily have that much control of. That would be lunar program, that would be moon program. I don't know the names or definitions, right? So if not all the governments have perhaps access to some of those programs and or control entering those programs, there's a lot of things there. But either way, I would highly recommend begin from there and progress from there, right? If we're talking with the people who are looking to start the business, it's good to think about those kind of things. But as of now, perhaps that would be a first step and progress to second step, third step, fourth step, right? Let's come back to this challenge. That would be nearly 6 in 10, 58% people in UK believe that developing technology for harness. I don't know if we're talking about opinions and polls. Nobody asked me, by the way. Polls, we're just making things up as we go along. We asked 100 people, and this is a percentage of waste of everyone's time. So I believe UK should land on the moon first. So that's why I believe. And these people believe something else. Let's progress. Everyone believes in something. Let's progress. The new research from Challenge Works and UK Space Agency marks the launch of the 1.2 million Aqua Lunar Challenge. The new International Challenge Prize is collaboration in the Canadian Space Agency and Impact Canada. It's rewinding the design of innovation technologies to make human habitation on the moon viable by finding ways to purify water buried beneath the lunar surface. Let's take a look quickly at ESA, that would be European Space Agency, and the budget that UK have paid to ESA, right? So that would be 9.2%, and we are taking a look at 418 million euros that was paid from my tax when I'm paying taxes. So this is, and it's not the most recent one, but let's take a look at perhaps how much it costs to land on the moon for India. So that's a massive milestone when it comes to accomplishing something and improving where the money went. Right, from there, let's take a look at how much India Space Agency took to pay for everything to land on the moon. Since we were taking a look at ESA's budget and UK, how much it paid, right? So that would be 418 million. And let's take a look at India have paid about $74 million, right? to land on the moon. 74. That's it. 74. And now, because all article I have read it, there's a lot of opinions and polls. So how people feel. So that's how people feel. Let's UK put things together, land on the moon, and progress into perhaps discovering water and purifying water. That's how I feel. That's my poll, right? So 74 million. Here we go. That's a budget. Let's land on the moon. Let's be the sixth within UK government to land on the moon, and from there we can discover this. But that's how I feel about it. Yourself, if you're interested in learning more, I have published a journal that will be Inflow, and within this journal, I'm taking a look at daily routines and how to structure those, as well as I'm here to offer a system and how you can potentially stick to a system. They're playing video games all day. People shouting downstairs, it's all day like that. I cannot do nothing. It's Sunday, by the way. I should be doing something else. But either way. So the system would help people to develop themselves, develop their routines, structure your day. That would be in 90 days. And it will come back to your financial goals and how to have those, as well as every page would be a 24-hour window and different areas within every page that would be important. Would highly recommend to sticking to the system or for a long period of time to develop a habit. You can find it, QR code in the corner, company's website below. There is a competition, there is a funds available, as well as there might be a lot of documents, right? Since they might be interested in taking part of your company away from you, right? And in return for substantial sum of money, perhaps 1.2 million pounds, or so to say, that we're working with, there might be some opportunities there. Usually, I would reach out to UK Space Agency and I would reach out to one person. Who that person want, if I would put together a project, I would reach out to one person. The person would say, I cannot make decisions. He would direct me to another person. By the way, by all this time, I'm sharing very sensitive information. That person would say, I cannot make a decision. The next person, I cannot make a decision. Next person, I cannot make a decision. So down the line, I would have a conference call with a UK space agency, right? And they would explain me, all try their best explaining the process that I can only express my interest in existing opportunities. I cannot put a project together, and if there was to put a project together, they told me that there is a woman, from what I understood, in charge, but I can't remember her name. I don't want to, either way, I don't want to get into trouble, right? But I think where things should start by landing on the moon first, and from there we can progress in smaller challenges, right? So then I'm taking a look at the budget and how much budget of my tax money was allocated to some of the space agencies. Then there's some milestones there, and I can see that they're doing something. Until then, I guess they putting together all kind of different challenges, right? Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.